You hear the music again, you know what time it is again. I am KOD X Factor here as part of the Game Lounge Media Network, and this is the Jump Off. All the guests that appear on this show and future shows are part of the Game Lounge Media Network as well. Thank you guys so much for coming back. We are sitting here live in the studio again. Computers in front of me, sound waves going all over the place right now. I'm sure I'm talking kind of loud to some people, but I'm sorry. Just turn down the volume just a tad. We've got a lot going on in the way of maybe some news going on, a couple things going on. There's games came out. Octopath Traveler just came out, and I got to say, I am loving it. If you've seen my review, it is up on our YouTube channel right now under the new show or the new banner under review. So that is up now. I'm not going to give you the score because I'd like for you to go check it out. Let me know what you think about the video. Some of the points I had made on it. If you agree with them, if you disagree with them, what your thoughts and opinions were on the show, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But we do have a couple things going on this week as well. Just a couple of announcements before we really begin and get into this. We will not be posting up any new material this weekend. We will have some material going up today, tomorrow, leading into the weekend, but we will be gone out of the offices until Monday. We are all heading to I am heading to the beach, so I will be out of town, out of state for the weekend. But we will be back at our normal time next week for this show. So don't fray. We will be back for another show next week as well. So we're not taking another week off. But we do have a couple things going on. I should be finished up with my Dark Souls Let's Play videos. So if you've been following those on YouTube, we should be wrapping up here relatively soon. We're getting really close to the end now. So we've got a few more episodes left of that, and then we should be wrapping up. And then we'll be beginning Dark Souls 2, the Scholars of the First Sin. So we were going to be going right into that one shortly after, as well as continuing our Let's Play videos from Octopath Traveler and a few others. Dynamic Duo will also be back with another Switch title coming up very soon. We'll either continue on with Mario Odyssey, or we may be switching it to something else on the Switch. We haven't yet decided. We're still kind of toying around with the idea. Me and my son are getting together, looking at different games to incorporate or to do, since we have that capability now to do it. So thank you guys for the subscriptions and the comments on those videos alike, and the Dynamic Duo show that me and my son try to do at least on a weekly basis. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys all for the views, for the comments. If you have any, the likes, the subscribes, we greatly appreciate it. We couldn't be happier. If you're enjoying what we do, the thing is, we enjoy what we do, so if you're enjoying it as well, that's just a double bonus. We greatly appreciate it. We try to have new content available every single week, or at least continued progress on some content that we've begun. We hate doing projects and then only doing part of it and not the entire thing. So we're trying to complete what we can, especially coming up since we have a big fall coming up. And August is going to be pretty decent with games too, because we got a few things coming down the pipeline for that, which I'll talk about a little bit towards the end of the show. But I wanted to kind of jump things off here we got a couple of stories, a couple of which that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. One of them being Germany banning pre-orders on games that do not have a release date. I'll let you know my thoughts and opinions on that in the second half of this show. So we will get back into that here very shortly. But I did want to start this show off with an announcement from Microsoft. Now, for all you guys who are really big or deep into the gaming industry know, Gamescom is coming up. Now, what is Gamescom? Some of you may be asking. Gamescom is think of it like a showcase. Kind of like PAX. These are these video game showcases that all these developers and publishers and manufacturers get together. Think of it like E3 in a way, but the way E3 has been going as of late, Gamescom and PAX are probably the better of the ones from as opposed to E3. So we get a lot of exciting announcements out of these. Not so much in the form of new announcements for like newer stuff. Normally that's like E3 or prior to E3, especially this year. But Gamescom is kind of like more of like a showcase of what they had announced. So we get a lot more gameplay footage. We get maybe some release dates out of it. Maybe some, if they announce the game, maybe we'll actually see it live in person. You know, maybe that's what we do. Maybe they'll do that with Beyond Good and Evil 2, because during the actual press conference from Ubisoft, we just got like a trailer. Behind closed doors, there was an actual playable demo of it. And apparently it looked really, really good. So I'm kind of hoping maybe at Gamescom they'll show that demo off to the general public, or at least get some hands-on with it. This weekend, San Diego Comic-Con is also going on, so there's a lot of stuff coming out of Comic-Con. But I wanted to talk about solely just this for a moment, that Microsoft is announcing, and they had to correct themselves, because their initial announcement stated that they're going to be announcing and showing new hardware and accessories at the show. Now, the minute you tell gamers that you're going to be announcing new hardware, what do you think the general population of gamers is going to think? Oh, you're about to announce some form of a successor to the Xbox One. Many gamers are going to think that. That's just the way the world works. That's what they're going to think. Now, me personally, when I heard this, my first thought was, okay, maybe they're going to have like maybe either a redesign or maybe a slim version of the Xbox One X, which I don't think it can get much slimmer based on the sheer power that system puts out. But I thought maybe some sort of like a redesign or like a re-release of the Xbox One X. Maybe it looks a little bit different, or something in that shape or fashion. And when it came to accessories, maybe we got some more controller variants, and maybe we got an announcement of a wireless Elite 2.0 controller. Maybe when I saw that announcement, that was my initial thought. I was like, "There's no way they're going to announce a successor to the Xbox One at Gamescom. Not this early. I mean, just the fact that they even announced that they're even working on one codenamed Scarlet is enough. I don't think they need to announce a whole new system right out the gate, especially when they had so much stuff going on at E3 this year. To me, it seems like they would have to have a clean slate. Well, I won't say a clean slate, but a heavy firehouse behind the announcement of a new Xbox. And I don't think Gamescom this short after E3 is going to be the place to do it. And I don't think they're going to do that. And then just today, they had to go back on their initial statement and say, look, we didn't actually mean new hardware. We meant hardware variants and bundles, which I was like, okay, that's the typical Microsoft. That's what I expected when I heard this announcement. We were going to get some new console out of this. We were going to get some form of a variant. And we were probably going to get a whole bunch of different kinds of bundles. There's going to be Xbox One bundles. We may even see a price drop on the Xbox One X, which I suspect will probably happen. We're going to get different peripherals, so we'll probably get some variant controllers, some cool-looking controllers, really all just different controller variants that you could choose from. An Elite 2.0 controller I see as a strong possibility. But, who knows? Maybe we'll get some form of like a collector's special edition Xbox One X console with a game that's coming out. Now, one that comes out this year, I don't really see. I don't see any kind of like themed Xbox that they're going to put out for any games that they have coming out this year. You're not going to do one for Crackdown. The only one I can maybe see is a Gears. Maybe like when Gears 5 gets ready to come out, but it's going to be like a year before we see that game anyway. So maybe we get like a Gears of War themed Xbox One X, because we got one with the Slim, and I love it. I mean, I still have my Slim, Xbox One in the house, and I love it. So if they have like a Gears themed Xbox One X, I actually may be like, you know what? Okay, you may have me on it. It kind of depends on the looks. But is there going to be a game that comes out this year for the Xbox that's going to get some form of like a collector's edition system to go along with it? What do you think? I don't think they're going to do one for Tomb Raider. I highly doubt. I mean, it's a possibility they could do one with Forza, but I don't see that happening either. Maybe Forza. Maybe. I don't think we're going to see any for, maybe Crackdown when it comes out next year, if it ever comes out. I highly doubt we're going to see one for that. Like I said, I think Gears is probably going to be the next one. Maybe Halo, that we may get themed consoles for, which I'm okay with. But, the jury's still out on that. And as far as the 2.0 wireless Elite controller, I can see that. I would like to maybe see that in different colors instead of just the normal gray and black one that they have. Maybe some accessories to go along with those, even the ones you currently have. Because I have an Elite controller at home, and I change out the thumbsticks every once in a while, just kind of depending on the game that I'm playing. The shooters I'm gonna switch to one specific set, whereas the fighting games I play, I switch to a different set. So maybe some more variations on those, maybe. That would be kind of unique. But some form of an Elite 2.0 controller where it has some upgrades, some different variations to it. I think that could be a really, really strong possibility. Maybe a new headset may come out of this as well, because I'll be perfectly honest. I bought one of their early, bigger stereo headsets for the Xbox One. Wasn't the greatest, and started to fall apart after a year, which is the reason why we all kind of went Astros. So we have Astros in the office now, and that's what we use on our consoles that work much, much better. So, I don't know, maybe a new form of a headset, maybe. And then they're going to show off 25 games at Gamescom. Now, I'm sure a lot of the games they're going to show off are going to be games that we saw at E3. I'm hoping, and this is a strong hope, that they're going to show off more stuff coming out this year to get us really, really excited. Because a lot of what they showed off at E3 is stuff that we're going to see after the holidays. I would really like to see a lot of stuff that's going to come out this year. Something to get me excited to come out this year. And I'm not talking about Tomb Raider, and I'm not talking about Forza Horizon. I want something different. I'll hope that they have like a game or two that they have not announced yet at this point that's coming this year that they're waiting for Gamescom to show. I wish that they have something like that. I don't think they do, but that would be such a good thing to have if they could have something like that, or maybe some more stuff coming down the way for the Xbox Game Pass. Who knows? But we need some strong, and we need something strong, formidable for this year. We didn't get that at E3, so I'm kind of hoping we get something like that maybe at Gamescom. I'm kind of hoping we do, but again, it's a strong possibility we probably won't. Just knowing the track record. Same can be said for Sony as well. Now, I heard Nintendo's got some stuff up their sleeve that they're going to be showcasing off. Games that are coming out this year that they haven't even announced yet. That's kind of got me a little bit curious. I was like, why don't you show some of that off during that 30-minute Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video that you showcased at E3? You could have used some of that time to show off some of the newer games coming out this year, something else to get excited about. Yeah, we're excited for Smash Brothers, but can we get excited for something else as well? And the fact that they have games that are coming this year that haven't even been announced yet has got me kind of curious. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they're going to showcase off at Gamescom. Gamescom is in August. So we got about a month until we start seeing what's going to be coming out of Gamescom and what Microsoft has been talking about as far as hardware bundles and stuff like that. I just figure we're just going to get a lot of just maybe bundles that we really don't care about, or games that we already have. A PUBG bundle, a Forza Horizon bundle, a Tomb Raider bundle. We're probably going to get stuff like that, which is the typical thing. They always do that before every holiday. They gear up all the bundles. So that way, if you don't have an Xbox already, and there's a game coming with it, it's something you can get or ask for Christmas. So I'm sure Sony's going to do the same thing. They always put out bundles as well. Nintendo, not so much, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them put out a bundle or two, maybe a bundle with Super Smash Brothers. That could be kind of cool. I don't think we're going to see like a system variant or anything like that, but we may see some, Joy-Con controllers come out of it. That'd be kind of cool. But moving on to our next story, and this is what I really wanted to talk about as well, is that Germany is banning pre-orders, or not so much banning, but almost making it illegal to pre-order a game that does not have a release date. And this is not just for games either. So some of y'all are just like, why are they just targeting the game industry? This is like entertainment as a whole. Movies, CDs, stuff like that. Or nobody really listens to CDs anymore, but digital music, anything that's coming out in the future that does not have a release date is going to be deemed illegal. Now, this is going to have a couple of effects here, because it's got me kind of wondering, is this going to pertain just to pre-ordering a game at like a retail establishment, or is this going to kind of pertain to Kickstarter stuff as well? Because isn't Kickstarter kind of that, if you think about it? You're pushing money to the developer to work on something, but normally when that product comes out, you get one. So isn't that really considered kind of like, in a way, a pre-order for something? So is Kickstarter kind of falling into that same kind of category for Germany? And apparently other countries are going to be following suit. Now look, I for one, if it pertains to a pre-order, like a typical pre-order here in the U.S., when you walk into a GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, someplace like that, Amazon, and you pre-order a product that has no release date, it just says pre-order. GameStop's kind of notorious for this. And they put in like these placeholder dates. And usually the placeholder date is like December 30th or December 31st of either that year or the following year, or even sometimes the following year after that. Think about that. Because companies will announce a game that has not or will not come out anytime soon. Let's take, for example, Bethesda announced, what was it, Starlink and Elder Scrolls 6. They announced both of those. Those we know we're not going to see for at least 3 to 4 years. No release date in sight yet for that. And I guarantee you some companies such as GameStop, such as Best Buy, such as Walmart, had probably already went ahead and put that SKU up for people to start taking pre-orders on it. I haven't seen those SKUs on Amazon, because I think Amazon's kind of like, I'm hoping smart enough not to put something like that up. Because we don't even know if those games are going to be coming out on consoles that we currently have. Last I heard that these games are being developed for the next generation of consoles, and we haven't even heard an announcement on those yet. We know they're in the works, but that's it. So why is it? So I'm actually okay with banning pre-orders and stuff like that, because that's just honestly a way for the retail establishment to get early money for that particular product, knowing that product's not going to come out anytime in the near future. Now, what the employees are telling customers, that's a whole nother ballgame. But just the fact that you can take pre-orders on something that doesn't even have a found release date yet, maybe, and here's what I hope, because there are some games we know that we'll see next year sometime. Or even think about even earlier this year when they announced Red Dead Redemption 2. We knew we were going to get it within a year or two. We knew that. And places started to take pre-orders on Red Dead Redemption 2 pretty quickly. Because one, that's a big game. One, a lot of people are going to be asking for that. So let's start the pre-orders even if we don't have a date yet at this point. But I think if you make it illegal or ban a product being pre-ordered until there's something concrete as far as a release date, I hope that is going to be incentive for the developers to give us something concrete to look forward to. But this is going to have an effect in two ways, I believe. The developer is going to give us a release date, and we hope if it's a concrete release date and they're strict on that release date, perfect. The system's working the way it's intended. Give us something concrete. Give us something we can look forward to, and not just some pull it out of the air date. Or two, it could work this way. A developer gives us a date, and as that date approaches month over month, they're like, you know what, we need to push this back because we need more time to work on it. It's going to come out now at this date. And then it gets pushed again. Well, it's going to come out on this date. Crackdown 3 is a prime example of this right now. And then that could be, it's intended to be used as an incentive for developers to give us something concrete, a date. Or don't announce something until you have a date in mind. A date to shoot for, a goal. Don't put out a product that you plan on starting to take pre-orders for unless you have something concrete. And this isn't always the developer that does this. A developer will announce a game, showcase something off to get people excited for what they have coming in the future. It's the retailers that do this. It's not so much the developer, unless the developer does it on their own store and their own websites. Then that's completely different. But if a developer such as Bethesda goes out on this press conference and they announce that Elder Scrolls 6 is coming, they're working on it, and then you walk into a GameStop the very next day and they're like, well, we're taking pre-orders on Elder Scrolls 6. When's it come out? I'm not sure yet, but it's announced and it's definitely being worked on. You're a big Elder Scrolls fan. GameStop would be happy to take your money right then and there, knowing that game ain't going to come out for another 4 or 5 years. Because one, GameStop's probably hoping you're going to forget about that pre-order. Because we don't know what's going to happen in that 4 to 5 year span. Circumstances change year over year, month over month. So GameStop is already willing to take your money for that pre-order, regardless of whether it's their cheap $5 deposit or the full amount. And then have you wait to pick up that product on the release date. It's all a money grab for the retailers, which is why I think a lot of the brick and mortar retailer stores like GameStop are having such problems right now, especially when it comes to games. They're having such a big problem right now. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. You can go back and listen to one of our past shows where we talked about the problems that GameStop is having at the moment and the fact that they're trying to find buyers for the company. Amazon works a little bit differently. They may give you a placeholder date and you can pre-order the game, but Amazon does not charge you for that game until the game ships their warehouse. And that's completely different. GameStop, if you pre-order a game on their website, they charge you right then and there for the game, and then when the game comes out, they'll ship it to you. But Amazon works a little bit different. I think a lot of other retailers that do pre-orders and stuff like that do it a bit differently. So they may charge you when the product ships. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what's expected. Don't charge you right then and there. Some companies do. Some companies don't. Amazon is one that I know specifically because we shop here all the time through Amazon for our office. We shop all the time through Amazon. And we don't ever get charged until a product is actually shipped. So they're a little bit of a different conundrum, and they don't do a whole lot of pre-orders on stuff that doesn't have a release date or some form of fashion anyhow. Like if you go to their website right now and you type in Elder Scrolls 6, you're either going to not find it at all, or you may see a placeholder for it, but it'll say like currently unavailable. There's a lot of titles that don't have a release date, Last of Us 2, games like that are up there already on their website. You can find them, you just can't pre-order them. It says currently unavailable until they have something in mind of a date. And Amazon works a little bit differently too because they need assurances on a date and about how many quantities they can fulfill. They did this with Fallout 76. When they announced Fallout 76, they put up on their website that they are starting to take pre-orders on the game and the massive collector's edition that they announced as well during the show. Now, as you would expect, the collector's edition sold out within an hour. And it went up on their website at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I remember because I was sitting there, I was laying in bed, had my phone in my hand, I kept hitting the refresh screen. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Kept hitting the refresh screen. And as soon as I saw it pop up there, quick pre-order. That was it. Boom, done. I look at it the following morning and yeah, of course, they were gone. And then we waited like maiden breath because there's a couple other guys here in the office that wanted that thing as well. And I had to wait a good time until they had more quantities to sell. And it was only up for maybe less than an hour. And they were gone again. We even had one of our guys pre-order it, and then they sent him an email like the very next day saying they were unable to fulfill that order due to the quantity that Bethesda was giving them, and they would have to cancel that pre-order. That sucks. But at least they don't charge you for anything until the product actually ships. And they don't even like taking pre-orders on games until they have some sort of an idea of when it's coming out anyway. And like I said before, Amazon kind of needs an idea of quantity so they know how many they can sell and when is the cutoff point. There was a couple games that they had that had really, really short quantities on that they can only take a certain amount of orders for. Detroit Become Human, and even the most recently released Octopath Traveler. There is a shortage of Octopath Traveler right now. One, because Square Enix didn't expect the kind of draw that game was going to bring. It was highly reviewed, highly coveted from a lot of Switch owners, a lot of RPG and JRPG fans. It's a highly coveted title right now. You can't find it anywhere just due to the ship quantity. But Square Enix had to actually issue an apology on that. But that's what happens. But that's my thoughts and opinions on banning pre-orders. What is your kind of idea on pre-orders? How do you do it, if you do it at all? Some people just will just buy the product when it comes out. They'll either go into a store or they'll just order it online. I like to pre-order my stuff because I get special stuff for for pre-ordering and stuff like that. If we have to pre-order the game, sometimes we just get the game from the developers and we say, hey, thank you, and we'll do what we can as far as videos and reviews and stuff for that product. But if we pre-order something like we did with Fallout 76, and when we had to get those collector's editions and stuff like that, what is your cutoff? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions on pre-orders? Do you do it? Is it something you do often? And about how many times do you pre-order per year? Just because of the nature of our business and what we do here, we pre-order a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we pre-order. So we make good use out of that system. But is this something that you currently do or have done? And is the idea of banning something that doesn't have a release date or making it illegal to pre-order anything that doesn't have some sort of a release date in mind okay with you? Because to me, I'm perfectly fine with it. Give me something concrete to look forward to. We will have no problems at all. So I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on that. So we're going to close this show out. We got a lot coming down the pipeline here in the next month or two as far as games go, coverage. San Diego Comic-Con is going on this weekend, so if you're a big comic book fan, there's going to be a lot of video game stuff there as well. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is actually playable on that floor right now. So if you're in San Diego, you're at Comic-Con, head on to Nintendo and play some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You will, trust me, you will have a great time with it. There's going to be a lot of movie, TV show announcements, a lot of stuff from Marvel and DC for the universes. So we're kind of looking forward to that. Gamescom is coming in August. We have a couple of games we're going to be covering in August as well. We have We Happy Few on the Xbox One. And we're also going to be covering, me and D-Fly are going to be covering World of Warcraft, Battle for Azeroth on the PC. We'll be doing some gameplay footage of that, some Let's Play videos with probably some pretty funny commentary. We're also going to have a review for that game. We'll also have a review for We Happy Few as well. We're going to have an unboxing video for the Collector's Edition for Battle for Azeroth. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. Stay tuned to the website for that. And then September is going to roll around. We have Spider-Man coming from Insomniac. We're going to have Tomb Raider coming as well. Soul Calibur We're going to have coverage on that as well, and a unboxing video of the collectors for that one as well. So until next time, everybody, I am KODX Factor. This is The Jump Off. Make sure you follow us on all of our avenues and all of our channels. We are available on Facebook at The Game Night Lounge. We are on YouTube. We're at the channel, The Game Night Lounge. We are on Twitter at Game Night Lounge, and you can follow me personally on Twitter at KODX Factor. And make sure you check us out and follow us on our website as well at www.GameNightLounge.wordpress.com. We would greatly appreciate it. I am KODX Factor. This is The Jump Off. We are part of the Game Night Lounge Media Network, and all the guests that appear on this show and future shows are part of the Game Night Lounge Media Network as well. Thank you guys so much for listening, and until next time, everybody, game on.